Hello everyone, what is going on and welcome back to our My Player Career Mode. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you are all doing very well on this Saturday or whenever you're watching this video in fact. And we're back today with 6 matches to feast your eyes upon. 4 post-commentary and 2 live games as well. So, starting the action, we have Werder Bremen. We are winless in our last 2 Bundesliga matches. Just want to pick up 3 points here and get the win on the board. And actually, we started very well here, I've got to say that. Inside 10 minutes, Haaland was looking for the opening goal, but denied in the end by a good save. But Dortmund really were looking the better side in the early stages. And after we latched on to a Haaland through ball, we gave our side the lead. And this is the type of finish that I just kind of like doing. You know, when you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you don't need to do anything fancy. I know I like to chip them a lot of the times and do things like that, but in that scenario it was far better for me to just kind of tap it alongside the keeper. You can see we don't finish it right in the corner, but we're so close to goal that it doesn't really matter. I'm not sure what this animation was, by the way, when I was running through. No idea whatsoever, but it seemed to fool the goalkeeper, so I'm all for it. And with 18 minutes to play, we gave ourselves a little bit of breathing space. You can see that Bayern and Leverkusen were playing at the same time, and it's quite funny that that game is going on, and they're both in the bottom half of the table, but needless to say, Bayern took the lead. I think in the end that finishes 2-2. But to talk about our goal, after a nice move, the ball eventually finds its way through to us from Jovic. We cut back on the left foot and finesse it into the back of the net to make it 2-0 Dortmund. 15 minutes from time, as I say. And you're about to see, I wouldn't put it past us to even at this stage throw away these 3 points. And Werder Bremen did actually get a goal back as Norwich picks up this ball, plays it through to Guerreiro, and he smashes it past David Soria. With 5 minutes to play, nerves were starting to be there. I was thinking, don't even start. Do not throw this away now, Borussia Dortmund. But thankfully, as you're about to see, we don't. We hold on to the 2-1 win. So we might have been winless in our last 2 matches, but it might have been slender. We do pick up a victory. So yeah, good start to the episode. Let's try and build on that as we have ourselves a Champions League match against AC Milan. We beat them 4-0 at the San Siro, and whilst our performances have been a little bit hit and miss and a little bit of a struggle in the Bundesliga, we've looked alright in the Champions League aside from the first match that we played against BSC Young Boys. We were good against Spurs, we were brilliant against Milan last time, so I came into this thinking to myself, yeah, I'm pretty confident. And whilst we started off good, and Milan had largely Donnarumma to thank for them still being in the game in the first half, you'll see he makes 2 very good saves from Erling Haaland, the first of which was a nice disguised ball through, and he comes out very quickly, just makes himself big, and Haaland can't quite squeeze the ball past him. This one, though, was a little bit strange. You're wondering why I'm in this position. It was a free kick to Milan for offside, and I wanted to try and play just off sort of the defence and then come back onside to then rejoin the attack. We weren't able to convert either of our 2 chances, and whilst there can be question marks over our defending here, brilliant footwork from Josef Martinez. That was brilliant. Sensational stuff from him. Gave Milan the lead. And yeah, I was a little bit worried at this point in time, thinking that, yeah, we didn't take our chances and maybe we're going to be made to pay for that. But then, needn't have worried because Dortmund, they did this. I mean, Sancho, the ball through is good, but how about this touch right in front of Donnarumma from Correa? He has to get that near spot on. If he takes too heavy a touch, he's going straight out of play. Too little, Donnarumma claims it. So fair play to Joaquin Correa, who pulled us back on level terms from the tight angle. And then from that point, we put together a move which gave us the lead. You can see a lot of players involved in this passing play. Eventually, myself and Correa, the reason that the ball ends up in the back of the net. Play it out here to Jovic. He plays it back inside. A quick 1-2. And we just put our foot through the ball and smash it into the far corner. And you'll see the finish as well. I just wasn't really looking at accuracy. As much power as I can, straight past Donnarumma. And I'll say this as well. I definitely didn't forget to switch my number once again. I apologise. There's going to be numerous times this season where I do it, as Palacios will score a 3rd here. I'm not going to talk about the goal. I did see a comment from one of you lovely people telling me that if I switch the number as I'm about to play for England, that it'll stay. I did do that as we have an England game coming up, but it didn't actually work, so I'm not sure why that was. So there'll be other times this season where I do forget to change it. So in advance, sorry. But yeah, we held on, a 3-1 win in the end after Palacios did give us the 3rd goal. And you can see the fans, they were loving it here in the Signal Iduna Park. And it's put us essentially one game away from qualification to the knockout rounds of the Champions League, which is what you want to see, really. And as we had our next match in the Bundesliga, some good news came through. Fortuna Dusseldorf just beat Hertha Berlin by 3-2. So if we were able to get a result here against Nuremberg, and by a result I mean a win, we'd see ourselves 2 points behind them. So that was a little extra incentive, as if we needed one to try and to win the match. But it was actually Nuremberg who took the lead, and full credit to them, because it was a brilliant move turned home by Geis. Dortmund kind of stunned, and a disastrous start really in a game where we had a little look back in to try and claw some points back. And yeah, I mean, we didn't have to wait too long, thankfully, though, for our equalising goal. And this is where you scratch your head, because you saw a brilliant opener from Nuremberg, but it was equally so to find our equaliser. And this is where last season we were so good in this fluid movement of the ball, that this season sometimes we've lacked. We either do this or just not look like scoring whatsoever in the game. I mean, you can watch that goal back, and the football was world class from Dortmund. So back to 1-1. Disastrous start, pretty much reverted, I guess you could say. And as we move into the second half, Nuremberg had a half chance to take back the lead as the ball fell kindly the way of Bayer, but his weak effort was held by David Soria. And with 12 minutes to go, I should say. I was about to say 17, but it's 12 minutes to play. We play a 1-2 with Eriksson, and the pass from me back into Mariano is so bad. But all I can say is, thankfully, Mariano was able to turn the ball home to make it 2-1. And yeah, the pass, I have no idea what on earth I did. I'm not sure I was even aiming for Mariano. But it was a good job that he was there, because that was the full-time result. So we've clawed back to just 2 points behind Hertha Berlin. And with Freiburg to come today, I'll let you see how that game goes, because, yeah, you'll see how it currently sits once we go into that Freiburg match. But just one more to show you then, and it's in a World Cup qualifier for England. We played Greece, winning that one, wasn't selected. We get to play against Haaland here as he features for Norway. And this one was strange. We did actually take the lead. Phil Foden with the goal. You'll see it right now after myself, Sancho and Foden all combined. But it was actually Norway who were the more dangerous of the two sides. So here's the England goal anyway. Rashford on the right-hand side plays it back. I play Sancho, and then he feeds Foden for him to just curl it home into the, well, he basically couldn't miss. I was about to say empty net, but it wasn't an empty net. But from that sort of range, it almost feels like it is, as Phil Foden got us started. But as I said, Norway were probably the better side, and this is something we've not seen very often from the big man, as he really should have scored. And this is maybe the confidence that Haaland's lacking a little bit this season, because it's a massive let-off for England. In that position, you'd expect the net to be hit every single time. And if we got away with one, well, we got away with two. And Schrollof's effort was inches away from finding the top corner and finding an equaliser for Norway. But in the end, it was England who came away with a 1-0 win. Probably didn't deserve it, but we did get it. And I guess that's all we can take away from the match. So I'll leave you with the 2 live matches we have coming up for you in the rest of the episode. And to end off today, 1 live match up against Freiburg in the Bundesliga. And as you see, we're 2 points adrift of Hertha Berlin. So results elsewhere go in our favour, and we win this game here, which we should be in the key word. We might get back to top spot, but as I say, we need results elsewhere to go in our favour. And that is if both Schalke and Hertha are playing at the same time. But live from the Signal Iduna Park then, I wanted at least 1 live match for you today, and it's coming here against Freiburg. Sit back, relax and enjoy. So it's been a much closer start to this title defence than we were hoping for, but you've got to give, credit the way of Schalke and Hertha Berlin, as that loose pass here allows us to break away. And yeah, they've certainly made sure to let us know that they are very much in this title race as much as we are. As we look for a cut back, the ricochet hasn't quite fallen the way we were hoping for. I was trying to find Erling Haaland, but he didn't seem to be able to get away from his defender. And we really haven't been able to replicate the sort of form we were showcasing last season. So as long as we can get back to that, then maybe we have a shot at sort of putting a run together, which will allow us to climb back up the table. Haaland's quick fire 1-2 doesn't quite get us through, but this is pressure here for Freiburg to deal with. And so far, they've been able to deal with what we've thrown at them. Here is Sancho for Dortmund, finding the feet of Luka Jovic. And now Haaland takes over, back towards Jovic. But As you can see, Haaland not quite in an attacking area, but that ball through to Sancho. And a big save from Nardi. Make sure that it's not Dortmund who take the lead here, but that pass was just a little bit too much in front of Jadon Sancho. I did not do him any favours at all. I seem to not really be able to find my finest football in this opening 26 minutes. I've done a couple of passes which have been a bit overhit from me. As Jovic takes over once again. Now Weston McKennie. Forced back Dortmund, but they still hold on to the ball. That's the important factor. Emre Can over on the right-hand side. Here he is then. But can he find a way through Freiburg's defence? Not quite. And you can see they're very much sat, trying to soak up the pressure as much as they possibly can, as Weston McKennie once again will play that. And now here is Haaland. No shot for him though. I mean, how are we meant to score? How are we meant to find the chance? There it is. Offside, is it? Yes. Haaland is offside. It won't count for Dortmund. They thought they'd had the lead. But no VAR, remember, so there'll be no check of this. And it is almightily close. But the left knee of Erling Haaland is the reason why that goal is chalked off. Well, you've seen that Freiburg have been under immense pressure in this first half. But as we approach the half-time whistle, the scoreline is 0-0. And for all that we have been in Freiburg's half, we've got absolutely nothing to show for it. And we've been guilty of that a few times so far this season, not being able to, when we've had the pressure, take full advantage of it. Are we in for another story where Dortmund just cannot find a breakthrough and end up with a goalless draw? That ball over, Jovic will keep it in play and just about find us as well. The delivery into the box, we need to win the header, but we're unable to do so. Jovic once again though will find us. 23 minutes left. Here is Haaland, a little 1-2. And we can't take the ball forward past Benkovic. But still Freiburg are not able to find a way out. And I think what's being given here by the referee. How is it a Freiburg free kick? For what? I've absolutely no idea what's being given. But we are running out of time. And I'll be honest, we don't really look like scoring. Look at the time here as Hamza Chowdhury just slides in to win back the ball. And now Vertu looking for the ball forward. We need to try and get on the attack. We're into the last minute here, plus injury time. Haaland off to Jovic. Jovic trying to break down the left-hand side. Plays an easy ball in towards us. And you can see we need to get bodies up in the attack. Emre Can. Can he find the ball through? We've made the run. Can, you got to play it sooner, mate. Why did he wait so long to play it? I can't end with this. I cannot end with a game like this. Dortmund 0, Freiburg 0. It's our 5th draw in the Bundesliga. And it's the reason we're struggling to try and keep hold of this top spot. We're just not clinical enough in front of goal at this moment in time. And another story where, quite simply, we just weren't good enough. And you can see when you look at the match facts, this game last season, we'd have created probably 8 or 9 chances. And maybe 6 or 7 of those on target. Compare it to now, 4 and 3. And Freiburg even had 3 and 2. We had more possession though, but it doesn't count for much if you can't really do anything. So, yeah, it's that's one of the reasons why it's not been as dominant from us in the Bundesliga, because we just don't seem to be able to create as much, and I'm not sure what the reason exactly for that is. But it's another game where we're left frustrated then. Now, the bonus is we might be able to leave on a very positive note, because if we beat Young Boys here, in fact, even if we draw with Young Boys, we're guaranteed a spare place in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Whether or not that's first or second seed, time will tell. But yeah, we'll play Young Boys, as I said. We'll get ourselves into this action, or hopefully action, I should say. Might be a really boring game, who knows? And then we'll end it there. So Young Boys right now, the only side in our group to take a point off us. Let's hope they don't do it again. Quick look at the two sides, and then we'll get ourselves into the match. There you go, there's our side on the left, there's theirs on the right. Here we go. I'm beginning to wonder whether or not teams in the Bundesliga have sort of figured us out a little bit. Here is Sancho, found by Haaland. Straight at Peterson, though, his eventual efforts. And yeah, that's kind of the reason why we're picking up draws, is because teams have figured out our play style and know how to counter it a little bit. But we've done all right in the Champions League anyway. So yeah, we've looked good. We've looked like our usual selves, I guess you could say, in the Champions League. Speaking of which, Young Boys looking at an early exit here. I'm not sure they'll get into the Europa League by finishing 3rd. Milan Spurs, the other game going on. And if Milan don't win that, it looks like they'll be the side who end up in the Europa League after the group stage is done. For us, just focusing on trying to get top seed. We've won every game apart from the first game that we played against BSC Young Boys. Here is Correa. I mean, there's nobody in the box to really aim across at if he wants to put the ball in. So Instead, passes the ball out to us. Now Palacios to Eriksson. Beautiful football. Emre Can should have been Dortmund in front. What is happening to us? We go through these phases where we just look flat. And when we create like that, you've got to take that chance. That's not a half chance. That's a real opportunity. I mean, it's not really fallen to, you know, the likes of Sancho or Haaland who would have buried it, but it's fallen the way of Emre Can. But still, no excuse. Should be Dortmund leading. Sancho trying to make that run forward. We found the ball towards him as well. Ref. I mean, he's holding on to Sancho there. That's outrageous. The fact he's got away with that, I don't know. I at least want one goal from the 2 live matches today. I've got to at least get you guys at least one goal as we look for a cross towards the back post. Correa's there. Palmed out. Sancho, yes! Alright, we've got at least one goal for you today in the live part. It might not be the best type of football you've ever seen in your lifetime, but we'll take it. It's a goal anyway. Sancho slots home, and Dortmund have the lead here. As we whip that delivery back post, Correa heads it straight at Peterson. He can only palm it back out. And on hand is Sancho. Thank you. 20 minutes to go, and that's the end of our game then, as Weston McKennie is on to replace us, and it gives us a nice rest. But all in all, it's been a weird one today, because you look at some of the football we played earlier, and some of the moves we put together were sensational, fast passing moves. And then we've come to the live games, and we've just been so flat. So, as long as we get the win here, that's all that matters. I mean, a draw was a fine result as well. It would still secure our spot in the knockout rounds, as Correa is looking for goal number 2. We've still got 15 minutes to go here, and I would like a second goal if possible. He goes all the way back before finding Palacios, who plays Jovic. Sancho's made a move through, and here is Jadon Sancho, but Lafort sticks to him like glue and blocks the intended shot. It'll be a Dortmund corner. Still with a few minutes to go, and this is a brilliant move from young boys as twice Klosterman blocks the shots. They've got a penalty. I think, like, the last 2 live matches of the day. Oh, I don't know what to say. I really don't. A minute and a half to go, and they've got a penalty. Let's see then. Can David Soria be a hero? Well, he doesn't need to be, because they've struck it against the woodwork. And I mean, we'll take that, I guess. Still, we've got defending to do, though. And knowing us, there's every possibility they'll still create one more opportunity. Jonathan Tah is able to intercept that pass, but still we are unable to clear. We are about 30 seconds away from the allotted time here. So just get back possession, and that should be it. And they're trying to look for a cross, but they've gone back. And ref, do you want to blow the whistle, ref? Now, maybe? No, still wants to play on. Poyan Palo towards Felipe Augusto. No shot, please. Jonathan Tah, that's brilliant from him. Just stands tall, stands firm, and says, I'm not going to dive in, do nothing stupid. And just waits for the shot to come through and blocks it. And there is full time then. I apologise for the lack of goals in the 2 live matches, but hopefully the rest of them made up for it. Let's take a look at the table and stuff. Our goalless draw against Freiburg is even more frustrating now, because Hertha Berlin lost and Schalke drew. So we actually, if we'd have beaten Freiburg, would have gone top. Oh, that's so annoying. Like, how many goalless draws have we already had this season? It's getting a little bit ridiculous. Wait, that's not even the right month. There we go. We're in November now. So who did Schalke play? Schalke drew with Bayern. We've had 5 draws in 12 games, and I reckon all but one of those were goalless. Let me double check that. So we had 0-0 against Freiburg, 2-1 against Nuremberg, 2-1 against Bremen today, 3-1 against Milan, 0-0 against Cologne, 0-0 against Hoffenheim. So yeah, that's 3 0-0 draws. 1-1 against Mönchengladbach, and sorry, a 2-2 against Leverkusen. So yeah, so 3 of the 5 have been goalless draws. I think by this point last season, we'd scored 3 times, or maybe not 3 times, maybe double the amount of goals we've scored so far. So 20 goals to our name. We've actually scored less than Schalke and Hertha. Still have a better defensive record. But in any case, at least we are only 1 point behind. So I'm going on like it's the end of the world. It really isn't. There's a long way to go. And I'm sure the table will chop and change a lot more than this. Leipzig have also joined the conversation as well, now on 26 points themselves. In terms of the Champions League, though, this is our group. And as you see, Milan were able to beat Spurs. So it's become very interesting. The second place, as we are now through, guaranteed as group winners, no matter the outcome on the final day against Spurs. But for Spurs, it's a huge game because it's the difference between Champions League knockout football and Europa League, as they're both guaranteed Europa League, but who will make it through? Find out next time. But I want to say a massive thank you for watching today's episode. It was a little bit different with the post-commentary matches and then a couple of live games I threw in there at the end as well. Next time will be the big number 50. We're up to the 50th episode in the series, so it'll be a full live game episode like usual, I think. And I'll also, what games have we got coming up? Let's have a look and see. I might do like 5 live games or something. Yeah, so we'll throw Leipzig. That'll be a big game. We got, oh man. Okay, yeah, definitely. We'll go 5 matches in the next episode, guaranteed. Starting with Dusseldorf. We'll move into Hertha Berlin in the round of 16 of the Deutsche Pokal. Before Leipzig, Spurs, and Hertha as well in the league. Those 2 matches there are huge for our season, it feels like. Schalke not too long in the future as well. So stay tuned for all that. But if you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. Until next time, have a great day, have a great evening. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all again very soon. Adios.